Hey Bills, welcome to Whatever My Show, and today we're going to be doing something a little different, and we're going to be talking about a conspiracy theory, a Black Butler conspiracy theory. Now, I know everybody does conspiracy theories these days, literally everybody, your mom probably does conspiracy theories, but I want to do some conspiracy theories too, on like anime and like books and stuff like that, because I own this channel, I can do whatever I want. Anyway, this theory, you probably heard of it before. I'm not sure, especially if you read the manga, you might have heard of it. And it's called the Double Ciel theory, or as I like to call it, the Twin Ciel theory. And that is the theory that Ciel Phantomhive is not actually Ciel Phantomhive, and is actually his twin brother. Now, I'm on the official website, the official doublecltheorist.blogspot.com, and there is actually a fair bit of evidence. I've known about this theory for a few months now, and I just want to share it with you guys now, because this is actually, this is a lot backed up. It doesn't really talk about it too much. I don't think it really talks about it at all in the anime, except for, Book Circus, but there is some evidence in the manga, like Noah's Ark, Circus Arc, whatever, Book of Circus, if you've seen the anime, and also in the Green Witch Arc, and these two are just both flashback scenes, and I don't think there's been any evidence before that, or after that, because, I'm caught up with the manga, of course, and I haven't really seen any, so I do have there is a fair bit of evidence in there. So these series the website does say it could be just a random person, but I believe that it is in fact Ciel's twin, the real Ciel. This is just an imposter Ciel, I guess. I could call him. His twin brother. Now, the evidence for this, I think I said this before, it started in the Circus Arc, where even in flashbacks, Baron Kelvin's flashbacks, you see him meeting Ciel, but you only see one Ciel, so oh, there's only one Ciel. There's no, Ciel doesn't have a twin brother. This fear can't be true. But actually, you can see in the scene that it's both in the anime and the manga where Vincent Phantomhive, Ciel's father, is looking the other way, and in the anime it actually pans over, and from afar you can see Ciel on his, right side, I think, but when it pans over you can see another child on his left side.
Phantomhive 伯爵
Now you may be thinking, this is just a fluke, they messed up, they accidentally put Ciel on the wrong side. But if you look closely, you see that they're wearing slightly different color of clothing. One is darker shade than the other one. And this even happens in the manga. It's not as prominent, you would say, but when Vincent Phantomhive turns around to face Kelvin, you see ACL on his left side, clutching his arm. He's acting all shy, and this is what I believe is the Ciel we see in the anime. But when Ciel introduces himself, you can see Vincent Phantomhive's right hand patting his head, and he may have both sides, but I believe that or actually, he was kind of acting differently, actually. He was like, oh, I'm Ciel, nice to meet you. Well, the other Ciel, the Ciel you see, was, kind of shy, as we saw. In the same scene in anime, we can actually, again, see the fact that there are two children by Vincent Phantomhive's side, and that is when Kelvin shakes Vincent's hand. Vincent shakes with his right hand, and as the camera, or when Kelvin's gonna go grab Vince's hand, you see Ciel still clutching on to his father's right side. But as they shake hands, you can see a child on their right side. And I don't know how I missed this when I was watching. I guess I was too focused on the main story to realize this.
紹介しよう。ケルビン男爵だ。
はじめまして。
はじめまして。
That's really all the evidence from the anime itself that I could find, but there is a lot more evidence in the manga because, all of the manga hasn't been translated, or not translated, like converted into anime form yet, but there is in fact a lot of evidence in the manga, and one such evidence, this is more of a smaller thing, but in chapter 99.5, which is an extra chapter, which I haven't read since after just reading this thing right now, there is a few little pieces of evidence. I don't know what chapter 99.5 is about. It's basically takes place in Book of Circus after Ciel has his asthma attack, and him and Sebastian go back to their townhouse, whatever, in London, and they stand there for a while. Sebastian makes him this meal for this recipe he finds, and apparently it's a recipe that Ciel and his father made for his mother when she was sick. But there is a few pieces of evidence that point that suggests that the Ciel we know wasn't actually there cooking with his father. He was actually just watching from behind and, listening in, and that's how he knows the stuff, because as you can see in his room, you can see a little picture in his room, there is a lot of games that could be played, that have to be played with two people, and, Ciel could be playing them by himself, or maybe he has Lizzie over, but if he has that many toys that need two people, he seems to be in the middle of a game of chess or something. So maybe this is the real Ciel, or the Ciel we know. This website refers to him as Shy Ciel, because he's always clinging on to his father. But I'm just gonna call him, the real Ciel, or the Ciel we know, whatever. You can see that in the background. There's 2 plates, 2 bowls. There's 2 of everything just in the background there. And also, a few pages before this happened, Ciel was coughing, and this is probably the Ciel, who just has asthma attack and has poor health, as we know. But then, just a couple pages later, the real Ciel, I think this is, was just like, oh, I hope we can all go on the boat that our dad has and can have fun tomorrow. Which obviously, if he was coughing, he wouldn't be like, oh yeah, everybody's fine, let's go on this boat tomorrow. And Ciel even said that we couldn't go on the boat, right after the flashback ended, he said that we couldn't go on the boat because his fever returned. So obviously he didn't look, feverish at all, or the real Ciel didn't look feverish at all, but there was, the one scene where he was coughing, that was kind of just random. Yeah. So when Lizzie sees Ciel again for the first time after he came back from all this traumatic stuff happening, she notices that he seems smaller, thinner, and shorter, she says, so along the lines of that. And obviously, 12, how old was he at the time? 11, 10 maybe? At the time he came back, you obviously couldn't get shorter. At that age, you would only get taller and taller. So, as we know, the Ciel we know in the anime was sick. He was, sickly, had asthma, often got fevers and stuff. So he could have grown slower, hence why he was smaller than the real Ciel. And maybe Lizzie just, thought she'd grown more than Ciel over the past few months. Actually, I think it was just a month before he came back. So maybe she thought she'd grown a lot, or maybe she thought Ciel did somehow grow shorter. She was just a kid. She couldn't know everything. and she probably just, didn't want to believe it. This was the Ciel, her fiance, and not his twin brother, unknown Phantomhive, I'm gonna call him. Now, before I get into the biggest piece of evidence we have from this twin Ciel theory, there's some more smaller evidence that people have spotted, like the way Ciel parts his hair is different than the other Ciel, just refers to as, and in the scene where you see Ciel kneeling over his grave with like father, mother in the manga, you see a third grave. It's sort of hidden by one of the bubbles, but it's still clearly visible in there, and it's right next to there. There's like the same amount of spacing as there is for Rachel and Vincent's graves, so it's right next to there. And in the witch arc, whatever, Ciel, as you know, was like reduced to this like fearful state, and when he was like clinging on to Finny, he kept referring to himself or Ciel in the third person, as if Ciel was a different person. Another little piece of evidence that I actually did notice when I was reading the manga, Ciel actually hesitated before he said his name, where he told his name Sebastian, and it could have been because, he was scared. It was a demon. He was asking for his soul and stuff. Like, obviously he'd be scared in that moment, but he did hesitate when he said his name. So, as I mentioned earlier, Ciel was in the Green Witch Arc reduced to a fearful state after the curse happened to him, and he dreams up this scenario where there is two Ciels, not just him. There's two, and they're on a chessboard, and one of the Ciels has a contract, or one of the Ciels, the Ciel that we see has a contract on his eye, and he's acting a little scared and stuff, and the other Ciel is acting more confident. Like the Ciel we see, and they actually, like I mentioned earlier and I showed earlier, they do kind of have different partings, so it could be that the one that acting all confident is a real Ciel, and it could explain why Ciel was pretending to be his twin brother, because he wanted to be confident and like him, all confident, not fearful, cool, calm, like his father, or their father, I guess. Probably the biggest piece of evidence to support this theory is the fact that in the circus arc, or book of circus, whatever, we actually get to see Ciel, the real Ciel, being stabbed, and I guess dying. It's even in the intro to Book of Circus. Okay, I guess we don't actually get to see him being stabbed and I guess dying in the intro, but it is in the anime. Keep in mind that this did actually happen in the manga as well, so it's not an anime only thing, but also, as you see, it's in the same scene, and this is, I guess, it is from Sebastian's perspective. You see that when Ciel summons Sebastian, again, this is also in the manga, Ciel could be seen in a cage and not on the altar where you just saw him be sacrificed.
呼び出してしまった。その事実は永遠に変わらず、現れた犠牲は二度と戻らない。さあ、選んで。僕は。
So it's very odd that you would see Ciel being sacrificed on the altar when he was obviously in the cage, and that's how he summoned Sebastian. Sebastian even came to him in the cage, and he reached out, and that's how the contract was made. He was in the cage. He was not on the altar. So he must think that the real Ciel died, and he was the one who was sacrificed, and the Ciel we know decided that he was not, I guess, good enough to take the place of his brother, or to be who he is, and he was not like strong enough, I guess. So he took his brother's name and pretended to be him, as I guess a confidence boost, and made to make him feel strong. So guys, let me know what you think of this theory in the comments below. Obviously there's a lot of Black Butler left to go. I mean, the manga's been going on for 10 years, and we're on chapter 121, I think, was the latest one. And I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. I think there's gonna be a lot more of it to come out, yet to come. So this theory could be either proven true or false. Personally, I actually think it's true, but again, let me guys know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Also, comment below if there's any other animes or books you want me to try to find a conspiracy on and report about it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Later, haters.